Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Whatnot. Short answer, it really wasn't for me. Now, I will say there are definitely probably a lot of people out there that are selling stuff that would find Whatnot useful. The two primary categories of those people are people who are selling books and people who are selling clothing where somehow they have access to a lot of that stuff for super cheap. Now, that could mean they're buying stuff wholesale, or they have something like the people who clean out storage lockers. Now, those people might find some value in Whatnot. A third category of people might be people who have a existing social media thing. So if you have like a lot of people who follow you for whatever reason on some sort of social media thing, that also might be a thing where you could find some value in Whatnot. However, if you do that, then you'll be kind of selling your audience into a ecosystem that's not the greatest. Now, first off, I've streamed on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and even Reddit when Reddit briefly had a streaming platform. And I will say that Whatnot probably, from my experience, had the worst amount of bot activity that I have ever seen. So I'm not sure if that's going to bother other people. However, when I see that much like weird activity, I've never seen that before, where you stream and it's literally like it's like literally pulses of people going in and out. So the bots are weird. Equally as weird is the parasocial stuff, because the people that do chat, they're either people who are trying to lowball you or people who are trying to do like chat with you, which is really weird because even with a brand new stream like mine, the chat sometimes was going really, really quick. So I had that set up on this setup with my computer and stuff. And every time I saw somebody do a Whatnot, how to do it, they always just did it on their phone. And frankly, I think that might be the best way to do it. Just do it directly from your phone. Don't bother doing it from a computer setup like this, because you kind of have to be paying attention to the thing. So basically, the only setup that works is if you have your phone, you have it in some sort of thing, point it at the desk and stuff where you can look at what's going on. And you can see the stream of stuff as you're taking footage of whatever you're selling. I thought I'd be fancy and do the 2-camera setup. Same thing I have for my painting streams, where it was a picture of me, and then the big picture was just on my desk where people could see the stuff. But it just, that was not the greatest. So, I was selling mostly RPG stuff with some Switch games thrown in too. And I assumed, just from what I had heard, that I would have to price some stuff at 99 cents. So as a loss leader, I did that. I had some of the Funko Pops and stuff, things that I didn't really care about that much. So I did price those at 99 cents just to kind of get the ball rolling. And it was shocking to me that, like, even with that, I only sold 2 items. And I had like 10 items for my first test auction. And it went so badly. I ended up selling 2 items. One for like $1 and one for like $10. But it was really eye-opening to me because I don't think there's a base of people who buy anything except for books and clothes on there. Because when I was showcasing some of the miniatures, I literally had the prices to a point where it was like ridiculously low. Like these were promotional miniatures that were new in the package. And I think people on Whatnot are used to buying stuff that's used and not in package, because people were like asking to know what the miniatures looked like and stuff like that. And it's just like, I think most people go with a very parasocial thing where they're just like kind of trusting what the person's saying. So it was a very weird situation, because if anybody actually was like knew the prices of the stuff, the prices of the stuff was like $20, and then I was selling it for $5 for some of the miniature stuff. And basically people were then lowballing me and say, I'll give you $3. So it's just like, they clearly didn't know anything about the items or what kind of deal I was giving people. And I was shocked, because even with the Switch games, I was selling new Switch games that would literally. I'll tell you what. I sold the Switch games. I was trying to sell them on Whatnot for like 1/4 of the price. Actually, 1/4 and then 1/6 actually. And that's not the price on like price charting. That's like green sold price current on eBay for what it was. To be clear. And nobody bid on those at all, which is crazy. So then I went and I sold them afterwards on eBay, sold them immediately just because I thought, well, is the Switch market just bad? People don't want to buy Switch games? That's not the case. So again, I'm not sure exactly what you're supposed to do. Plus, the auctions are it. There is an option for buy it now, but it's not available to me, and I don't think it's available to hardly anybody in the United States right now. That's an option that they're going to be adding probably later on. But considering the amount of time that you have to spend on the thing, I definitely don't think it's for me. And again, I don't think it's for anybody who actually bought their stuff at near market value or even on like clearance. I'm trying to just get rid of my stuff. I don't have a store or anything, so I just have a whole bunch of stuff. I'm probably going to be moving soon, and I just need to get rid of all the extra stuff. And so I thought Whatnot would be a good way to do that. No, not for me. I will say that I was intrigued because Whatnot specifically did give me the $150 offer on the table, where if you sell $150 worth of stuff, then you will get an extra $150. That seemed like a very good deal, but then I did the math and realized the amount of hours that you had to do to sell that stuff and the amount of stuff that you would have to sell at a reduced rate. It's pretty crazy. I assumed that I would draw people in with the low price, and then I would maybe get some auction biddings going for the stuff that was like 1/6 price. But that did not happen at all. And I don't think the time limit that I had access to for the auctions was so short. You're not going to really get a. I think the only way for this to be cool with me is if I literally use my already existing online audience. But then I'm literally going to be doing like hard sell, short-term auctions to my audience, which is just, it's just not worth it, man. It's just not worth it at all. I don't think it's cool to get people in an environment like that where it's just like fear of missing out, social pressure to do this, and then parasocial relationship stuff. Because that's what a lot of this is. It's people, both the buyers and sellers, they're people who have a lot of time, a lot of free time. And that only works out financially for you if you have access to super cheap stock, which I do have access to super cheap stock, but like I don't have access to literally like, you would literally have to have access to hundreds of things that you're willing to sell for like nothing in order to like get a start on Whatnot. That's what you have to have access to. I have access to like hundreds of things, but like I'm not willing to then sell those things for like $1 each when they're worth like $40. Like I'd rather just go on eBay and sell them for $40. So, yeah, that's my impression of it. It seems like it really is trying to bring creators in who already have an audience, and is trying to bring people in who are very susceptible to parasocial stuff and time-wasting stuff online. And there probably is a chance for you to get some really good deals on very specific categories like clothing, books, and then the other one I think is cards. That's the other one that people were talking about. You might be able to get some really good deals on there like that, but with the amount of bot activity, I'm not sure. But again, I was a little bit maybe tempted to go in there and take a look and see what's going on, because like if there's other people selling D&D stuff on there who were kind of hooked in, were trying to do the Whatnot thing, then there might be like really, really good deals in there. Because again, I was selling stuff at 1/6 of the value and nobody bid on it. And I was selling like D&D Funko Pops for like $1 each. Which, they are worth a little bit more than that, but like not much, but that is something. So I don't know. It just seems to me like it's a very toxic environment, and it's not worth my time. But I can kind of see where other people might have a really good, uh, foundation of doing it. The people who clear out the storage auctions, who have the videos on YouTube where they clear out storage auctions, I can definitely see where those people would clean up, because they already have an audience who is like rabid and willing to like buy stuff just because of parasocial relationships. They just want to buy something because they think they're helping that person out and everything like that. So those are just my first impressions of Whatnot. Definitely not for me. I would say it's a very small amount of people who would actually get something out of it, and I think for most people, I think it would be a negative thing for them to be involved with a site like that. But let me know what you think about Whatnot in the comments below.